All right, welcome back, day two. So, if you haven't already watched all the videos and training in day one, go back and watch that because this training does go in order. So, seeing day two after day one will certainly help you. So, let's do this. Let's now jump into one of the next formulas that is extremely powerful. All right, I'm going to explain why it's powerful and how you use it. But it's what we call image sharing links, okay? Image sharing links. So what is an image sharing link? An image sharing link is taking optimized images, okay? And we'll talk about how to optimize those images in a later video. But you take optimized images and you send them out to image or photo sharing websites, okay? So why is this important? Well, number one, most people are not going to do this. It is a very time-consuming task. It's not really fun to do. And most people, if they even know that they should be doing it, don't feel like doing it, okay? So why it works is because when you take an optimized image, okay, and an optimized image is going to have a keyword in it, it's going to have a location in it, it's going to have a markup of where that business is physically at using its latitude and longitude geo coordinates, okay? So we'll cover all of that later, but when you have an optimized image, and I like to do 20 optimized images, that's the number I use. When you take these 20 optimized images and now you go submit them or have them submitted to a number of these image sharing websites, you're going to get a nice little boost to your GMB, okay? Maybe not a big boost, but a nice little boost. And all these little boosts, remember, add up in a very solid ranking, okay? So why it works so well is Google's actually looking at the geo coordinates inside of that image. They're looking at the keywords, and it also has your business's name, address, and phone number marked up into that image as well. So when you do this with 20 different images and 20 different keywords, you start to get a nice picture to Google as to what the business does using all these different keywords. And it's seen across a number of high authority image and photo sharing websites, okay? So I'm using a image sharing formula specifically for this, okay? So there's two tasks within this formula. The first is actually just getting and putting those optimized images in here, okay? And the second part is actually then building those image sharing links. So what you need to have is you need to have a list of the top image sharing websites. There's about 24 image sharing websites that you use, okay? Now, you can go ahead and submit to these image sharing websites yourself. I will tell you that it is time consuming because imagine pretend like you created a Facebook account, okay? You got to fill in like your name and your email and like a phone, and you have to then confirm the account, and then you have to fill out like a little description or add your pictures in and make it kind of complete. Well, imagine doing that like 20 times as you register for these image sharing websites and then add all of the images in, a link to your website, a description. It ends up taking a lot of time, okay? But a lot of competitors are not willing to do this, so it's worth it. It really will help your listing, okay, as Google starts to see you on all these high authority sites. So what I'm going to suggest that you do is get somebody to help you to do this, okay? You can do it yourself, but you're going to limit how much you can scale your business if everything is being done by you. I used to try and do everything myself, and while, yeah, it got done like nicely, like I did a good job of it, I could only take on so much work at once. And not to mention, I never had any free time to actually do something that I like to do, like a fun hobby or read a good book or, just go relax. And so while you can do it yourself, it is a lot easier if you can have some kind of a task specialist doing that for you. So that's what I do now. I used to do it all just myself, but I figured out that having a task specialist saved me a lot of time. So one of the keys that you want to have in place is a thorough documentation for how they should do this, okay? And even if you were doing it yourself, having this thorough documentation will make sure that you don't skip any steps. So you can see that in my documentation here for this formula, I've spelled out all the different sites to submit to and all the steps. So like this one here, it shows you how to sign up for that account, okay? It shows you how to go in the email and confirm the account. Once you've done that, where you upload your photos, how you title the album, where you select the location, okay? And then you can see it starts with another website, okay? The next image sharing site, and goes on to that one, okay? And you can see there's a lot of different image sharing sites, okay? And each one is gonna have its own little different process for how to submit these images to. But you're gonna take your 20 optimized images and you're gonna submit them to every single one of these sites, all right? So again, the real benefit here is if you can get somebody to take the work off of your plate, it frees your time up to get more clients, to network, to do the things that are actually going to make you the money, okay? Because as you're out there getting more business, having that being fulfilled on the other side of things by somebody other than yourself will give you that time needed so you can do those selling kind of activities or just enjoy your time. All right, so that's it for this video. What we're going to do in the next video is walk you through another task. It's very important, but that also can save you a lot of time if you can get it off your plate. All right, so we're back and I'm excited to show you one of my favorite formulas, what I call the competitor relevant link benchmarking formula. All right, I know that's a mouthful, so what exactly is the competitor relevant link benchmarking formula? Well, what it is it's looking for your competitor's best links and only building those links. I'm sure you'll agree with me that every website ends up getting a lot of junk links as well, right? Links that they'd rather not have. So we don't want to just blindly follow what our competitors have done and build everything that they have. We want to just look at the most relevant links that they have, and if we don't already have those, build those in addition. So what this is doing is it's benchmarking us. It's bringing us up to the level of competitors, just looking at whatever relevant links that they have, making sure we grab those and nothing else, okay? So we obviously need to know what keywords we're going to be looking for competitors for, okay? So you, of course, will need to determine that part of it. But the next step is rather involved, and that is finding all of your competitors for all the different keyword phrases that you're targeting, okay? So in this formula, I've detailed out all of the steps for doing that, all right? So what you would be doing or having a task specialist do for you is going in and doing, first of all, a search for every single one of your major keywords, then looking at all the people on page one that are ranking for that keyword and recording them. Now, it's important that you exclude sites like Yelp or directory sites because they're not going to be having links that are coming into their like specific directory page for that city from sites that you would be able to get links from. Like Yelp's inner page would be ranking just because of its authority, not because there's actually relevant links from sites that you could get links from too, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. You're looking at really your independent competitors, right? Real local businesses that are ranking for those keywords, and those are the ones that you want to record. So this documentation walks through all of those steps to just grabbing those competitors for every different keyword. Now, once you have all of those together, then the next step is to use a tool called Ahrefs, okay? So if you don't have this tool, you could use a task specialist that does have this tool. They could do this for you. Otherwise, you'd be needing to go through every one of these competitors one by one and finding all of their relevant links. So let me explain what is actually being looked for in this task. Once you have the relevant competitors, someone is then going through and finding all of the sites that are relevant. So in Ahrefs, it reports to you all the backlinks for a particular page of that competitor. You're then wanting to look for the domain names, the titles, and the URLs that contain that specific keyword or keywords. Okay, even if it includes part of them, that's okay too. It doesn't need to include the full keyword. So for example, like this is a pest control example. We're looking at a site like Orkin.com, and what we're looking for is just any link that they have that either has pests or pest control or like the city name or California within the link, because those are links that are going to be helping them get that relevance for pest control in that city in California. We want to build those as well, but we first have to identify them. So this documentation is walking through all of those examples, okay? And literally somebody needs to go, whether it's you or somebody else, somebody needs to go link by link and analyze, does this have a keyword in it, right? So for example, this one here shows a site and it has pest, it has control, it has Vista, it has California for this example, okay? So if it has some or all of those words in it, we'd want to add that to our list of links to build. Now, if our client or our lead generation site already has that link, that's okay. It means that we don't need to go ahead and build that thing again, but we want to make sure we fill in the gaps for ones that we don't already have, okay? So this is walking through how to find all of those, and once they're all found, then somebody actually needs to go build all of these links. So this is where having efficient documentation really helps, because you've got to identify all the competitors and then specifically pull out only their links that are relevant. And then once you have only those relevant links, you build them. The benefit here is that you close the gap between you and your competitors, and you get yourself on an even footing so Google can see you have just as much relevance as they do. Now, as I suggested, if you can get a task specialist to help you do this, it makes a lot of sense because it's a very time-consuming process. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be taking all day or several days trying to build all of these links when I could be off selling clients, upselling, getting more business, going to a networking event, or just taking a break and actually enjoying some time with my kids, or taking a little family day out, or going to one of my favorite restaurants, or just reading a good book, sitting by the pool, whatever else is kind of just relaxing and fun to do. All right, so hopefully that helps you. I think that once you actually get this into motion, you'll see this is very powerful. It is time consuming, but that's what makes it special. And as your competitors are not doing this, you will be doing it and you will get that edge. All right, so I will see you in the next video. All right, so in this video, I'm excited to show you two of my formulas that really, really work. So in yesterday's video, we talked about getting location relevant links, directories, and niche relevant directories. Well, you're going to hear me use this location relevance and niche relevance a lot as we go through this series together. So I'm going to show you another kind of link that uses this location and niche relevance going to your website that works very, very well. Now, it's going to be a kind of link that you probably have not used in a while, or maybe you've never used. What is that kind of link? It is a blog comment. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, why are you going to send blog comments to your site? Typically, blog comments have always been very spammy, don't have authority, not relevant, used to just power up maybe an existing link. That's not how I use blog comments. I use blog comments as a way for creating that relevance, especially if I'm in a niche where there's not a lot of location relevant directories or niche relevant directories. Okay, so let's actually look at the formulas that I use for these niche relevant and location relevant blog comments, and I'm going to show you why they're so powerful. So let's go ahead and just find those first in my list of formulas here. So let's just search blog comments. Here we go. All right, so the first one that we're going to look at is the niche relevant blog comments, and then we'll look at the location relevant blog comments. All right, so if we look at the niche relevant blog comments, what exactly is happening here? Well, there's two parts to this. First of all, somebody's got to find the blogs to comment on, and I'll show you the criteria of what it takes to find those. And then somebody actually has to write the comment and post the comment. And we're going to do this for 5 blogs at a time. right? So let's go into the formula steps for actually finding the comments. So first of all, we need to identify what our major keyword is. Well, at this point in the track, because this comes at the end of the track, you're going to already know what a keyword is. So this would just be your main keyword, right? So we're going to go into the second task, which is where we would actually paste the keyword that we wanted to do this for. All right. So once we have that, somebody needs to go ahead and find blogs that are about that keyword. Okay, so the way we do that is with this phrase, keyword, and then in quotes, leave a reply. Okay, keyword, and then in quotes, leave a reply. So for example, when we do that search, let's say for insulation, okay, insulation, leave a reply, Google is going to return back to us all kinds of websites that are blogs. By using that little phrase, leave a reply, it's going to show us websites where we can actually leave a reply, which would mean a blog, okay? So what's going to happen is somebody's going to gather all the websites that they can find about insulation that are blogs, okay? So once that list of blogs has been compiled, and here's one of the keys that you want to be looking for is you don't want to just grab every single blog that's out there about insulation. You want to find the ones that actually have an approved comment on them, preferably sometime in the last year. Because if somebody has got a blog about insulation or a site that allows comments about insulation and they've never approved a comment, it's pretty unlikely they're going to approve a comment for your site. So it's preferable that you find sites that actually have approved comments already if you want these to actually stick. You don't want to have somebody posting a comment for you, or you taking all this energy to put a comment on a website and then it never shows up, right? So make sure they actually have approved comments in the past. Once those list of comments has been compiled, then you're ready for the next part of this task, all right? Next part of this task is actually going and posting those comments, all right? So typically we just use 5 blogs and then specify to the task specialist that's going to be doing this what website URL we want them to post. So what they're going to do is they're going to go write a little paragraph, and then they're going to post that along with just a random name and your website URL. Okay, so why does this work so dang well? Number one, your competitors are not doing this, okay? This isn't like a benchmarking thing that we've showed before. This is actually a new strategy that competitors will not be doing. I love it because if they try to reverse engineer your website in a tool like Ahrefs or something like that, they're typically not going to find these links. They're not mega authority, but they are very relevant. And in the past, what I've seen is when I hit those top map spots, those top organic spots, people try to knock me off from those spots. They're coming and looking at my website, seeing what I'm doing and trying to copy my links, right? And that's what I'm advocating you do to your competitors too. But these are the kind of links that they're not going to be able to find easily. They're not typically going to show up in Ahrefs, okay? Or if they do, maybe only one is going to show up. So I love this because it's a way to get great relevant links without competitors being able to find them. So once we've built those niche specific ones, we also want to build location specific ones as well, okay? So the process is exactly the same. The only thing that's different in the location specific ones is for the person that is going out and finding those blogs, what they're doing is they're finding it with the city and state leave a reply. So instead of like insulation leave a reply, it's Bronx and Y leave a reply. So then the blogs get compiled in a nice list for every site that has comments enabled for Bronx, New York, okay? So the key here, why does this work so well, is because you are getting those links only from websites that have the keyword, your location or your niche, in the title, in the URL, or in the domain name of that site. Okay, so that's part of the criteria in the documentation here that's followed in order to only get the relevant sites. All right, so while this does take a little bit of work to go get that list of sites and then submit to 5 of them and get links off of those 5, because you can't just submit a link, you got to write a little paragraph about the site and make it relevant for them to even approve it. Okay, you then get those links, and Again, this isn't a mega boost, it's a little boost. And you can do this multiple times for the same website. So if there's multiple cities you want to target, you can repeat this formula for each city that you want to get. And in every single city, you can get 5 unique comments. So this is one of the key strategies that I use, especially in my multi-location sites, to get rankings in a ton of different cities. And yet when my competitors look at my site in like Ahrefs, they really don't see that many links going to those city pages. So you always want to direct this to the page that you are ranking. So if you have an inner page for a specific location, that's where you drive the blog comments about that city to. You don't send them to your home page, okay? You send them to the target page that you actually want to rank. Okay, so again, this is done later in my track. I have a task specialist do this for me because there's a fair amount of research, and more of the pain is actually writing the blog comments and then posting them with the links. You have to do that on 5 different websites. And again, you'd be doing that for 5 niche ones, 5 location ones, and you'd repeat that for each city that you're doing. So it is a fair amount of work, but it is very, very effective. Okay, so I will see you back in tomorrow's training, and you're going to love tomorrow's training because I dig into some more advanced concepts, and I'm going to show you something that's coming after that that's very, very exciting. So you're going to want to be on those videos. So get ready for tomorrow's videos. I'll see you there.